of those congressional members on the ground, Republican Congressman Randy Weber. I asked the congressman what he saw while touring the damaged area. This was a really interesting conversation. Here's what he said.
Yes, I was there yesterday all day with the president. Boy, I tell you what, it was tough.
Yeah.
And let me just preface, if I can, Hena, I'm the Gulf Coast of Texas, starting Louisiana and going down 4 counties. We have hurricanes. And so we deal with these natural disasters a whole lot. I've grown up in a 20-mile radius, 70 something years. I've never seen a flood like we just saw in Kerrville. It's an unbelievable disaster. It was a great event. Yes, they did talk about FEMA and about the fact that FEMA was going to play a role. Yes, the president did get with Texas very quickly and get that done. But it breaks your heart, Hannah, because even in my district 14, which is the Gulf Coast, we're about 200, I don't know, 40 miles, I guess, from Kerrville. We lost 4 or 5 people, four kids, I think. Mary Grace Baker, Ella Cahill, Joyce, Catherine Brandon, and Adian Hartfield, all from Beaumont. They were celebrating the 4th of July together. And then we lost Brad Perry, who was a volunteer firefighter from League City. His wife spent 5 hours clinging to a tree. They were able to rescue her. So this has just been heartbreaking for us.
Yeah, when you hear these individual stories, it truly is, there's no other word than heartbreaking. You're absolutely right. Congressman, like I mentioned, you were with President Trump on Friday in Kerr County. What are you seeing firsthand with how the federal government's working with state and local officials on the ground?
Well, they're doing a lot better job, I might add. We had Hurricane Harvey in 2017, and I was there over in Beaumont and Jefferson County, which was the hardest hit. And some of the agencies came in, and they actually came into the airport there, and they actually asked people to move aside so they could set up. And we had volunteers there, ladies cooking breakfast and stuff for all the first responders, and they felt kind of like put upon. We ought to be able to work together, let the citizens there, let the agencies there. We have TDEM, Texas Department of Emergency Management. I don't know if you know this about me, but I spent 4 years in the Texas legislature before I got demoted to Congress, so I know the TDEM people really bad, Nim Kid and some others. And so they are of course, they're very, experienced in this because Texas has all kinds of things. We have dust storms, we have tornadoes, we have hurricanes. And so I think TDEM did a really good job. And yes, FEMA kicked in. Christy Noma, of course, as you know, was there. And the sad thing, Hannah, was 2 sets of parents that lost their daughters were there. And they, man, it was hard to watch them because they were just about crying the whole time during that event. It was sad.
I know, of course. I'm glad you mentioned Harvey. Hurricane Harvey. Trump's praising FEMA's response after previously calling for the agency to be phased out. He wants more, or he wanted more responsibility to the states. Let's go back to 2017 and Hurricane Harvey. We know it hit your area. You asked for federal assistance. In your opinion, are states equipped to handle disasters like Harvey, like these floods we're, of course, seeing in Texas now?
Well, thank you for that question. And I will tell you this, like I said earlier, the first hurricane I went through was the 1961 Hurricane Carla. I was 8 years old. So we've had hurricane after hurricane. Hurricane Ike, by the way, in 2008. About 190 people lost their lives. Of course, you have to remember, in hurricanes, people generally are going to see them coming for 2, 3, 4, 5 days as they work their way, out of the Gulf waters into online, whether it's Texas, Louisiana, wherever it is. So people have a chance to react to it. Of course, in the flooding in Kerrville, people had no chance really to react to it because it happened in the dead of night. It rose 26 feet in 45 minutes. I've never seen that in my 72 years here on Earth and in Texas. I've never seen it. So we were glad that FEMA got engaged in 2017. We were glad that TDEM, Texas Department of Emergency Management, got engaged, and President Trump did come to Orange County and after Hurricane Harvey and promised help. So we've seen a lot of disasters in Texas.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.